Drop it just a little.
Gotta skip the ad.
Got my wheel lock stuck up in under there.
Let me go ahead and like the video and get that out of the way.
All right, I think we're live. Make sure everybody can hear us. What's up, TPG, Woodchuck, Abraham?
Look, vegan cookies. I haven't seen him for a while.
Oh, I don't even see him right now. Where you?
Well, I've got it on all messages, so
I've
maybe.
got mine on all messages too.
Well, he's there. VCG Tool Review.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, I see you now. What's up, Mrs. Tool Collector, Erica, San Fanatic, Ryan, Nahara Gang. I still haven't figured out how to do the last half of yours.
Yep, Woodchuck, the heat is going in the garage. That's why I'm out here. The mini split is set to 75.
Yeah, it's not 75 in here yet. I'd have to check it. The way that the Toast works, it puts up whatever your setting is on there, not what the temperature is in the room. So I don't know
But
what.
it feels nice.
I mean, my thermometer over there says 69.
Well, that's about what we keep it in the house then. So yeah.
But it's nice that one's Wi-Fi because like I leave it on whatever I think the lowest it'll go is 46 or something like that. So I normally set it down to like 50, and then before I come out here, I'll turn it up to like 65 or something. It normally only takes like 10 minutes. Clint said 69. What's up, Joseph Muhammad, Tony Del Greco?
When I looked at that Joseph Muhammad like super quickly, I glanced down at it and I was like, I thought it said Morgan.
Richard Venables 933 from Scotland. I don't know what time it is in Scotland. Seems like it'd be late, I guess, or it'd be late going
or
that
early.
Way. I think it'd be late or early morning, maybe. I guess even too could be.
Matt said my hat was much more fashionable, so I don't sew. He actually bought me a sewing machine years ago. Never learned to use it. I can like maybe put on a button or do a few little things by hand. I actually did this hat myself. This is a patch. He got a few patches for different things and we had an extra one and I put it on myself. So this is a one of a kind. Don't be trying to buy the pink Morgan's maintenance hat because it does not exist.
What's up, Someway, Todd Turner, Elliot Paris, Sully, Michael Benusi. I've seen Matt HMM in here, TPG. I don't remember anybody else up in the early. Abraham Perez. I was trying to think if I saw. I scrolled through the pregame. I didn't read it all. I don't think I remember seeing anybody else in there yet.
There were just a few in there. Terry Burton said that he was going to have to watch it on the replay because he's going to watch the Sugar Bowl.
So it's 2026. I figured we'll talk about what kind of things are we looking for in 2026. What kind of goals do we have for ourselves? What kind of tools are we looking for to come out in 2026, or what do we think is going to come out? All those kinds of things like that.
Woodchuck says play high-low for the hat. No. Not going to happen. We'll see how long I'm even in here. We were out really late last night.
Yeah, normally I'm usually in bed by like 9 o'clock, and we was out till we didn't even get home till like 1:30 or something like that. And then I was still by the time anytime you drive home and are somewhere out.
Well, then we were already wired up that we watched like TV after we got home before we even. I mean, it was probably close to 3 o'clock, I'd say, before we went to sleep. So we'll see how long I stay away. I was kind of dozing off in the house before we came out here. So
Matt said the pregame was all about old house plumbing.
Oh, well.
So what's up, Duct Tape Tech? Abraham's looking for a truck, he said, for this year. Clint said he's his goal is to get all the vessel screwdrivers. TPG's word of the year is focus.
I know a lot of people will do, like, they'll pick a
Affirmation or something like
well,
that.
or just like a word for the year or some type of phrase or whatever.
Matt wants to stabilize the cost of living with his income. He'd be happy.
Oh, did he make a late night post? Matt said he saw the late night post.
I don't remember. If I did, I don't even know what it was. Some way, exercise, physical therapy, and hopefully more work. So for myself, which I talked about in the last one, I'm gonna get back and lose. I'm gonna go ahead and start losing some weight. I need to do
Oh,
that.
that's everybody's.
Yeah. For the channel, I think it'd be cool if I just so happen to hit 50,000 this year. I don't know. It's still like 13, little less than 13,000, I
That
guess,
would be,
subscribers away.
yeah.
I can't
Mathematically, though,
it's-
like it would take longer than a year if you did it based on the math of how long it's taken to get to where you are now.
It just depends on how, like, it gets faster as you go. So there's a chance that you could hit 50,000
But there
maybe
seems
this
like
year.
there's lulls sometimes.
Yeah.
Like where it's like there aren't as many
And
new people.
that's just hey, if it happens, it would be cool. I don't really care if it happens, but it would be cool.
No play button until what? 100,000?
That's a long time away. That'd be like you'd be lucky if you even hit that. To be honest with you, on a tool channel, I think.
Probably not in your lifetime. Our kids will be getting the what do they call it when you get money afterwards, like in perpetuity or whatever. Like our kids would be getting that money if your videos are still up.
It's crazy how stuff works, though. That's like the Unishim. You know, I found that, ordered some. I've got a review for it. Kind of put it out there. This is a thing to shim out your receptacles with. I don't know. My video might have. I don't even remember if it's a video or a tool haul video that I put it in or what. I can't even remember. But whatever that video is, I'm sure it probably has like a 1,500 views or something like that. And I was just scrolling through my browse thing in there on the TV, and it's like one of the, I can't remember what the guy's name is, if it's like Everyday Home Repairs or whatever. I'm sure he's got probably, I don't know how many subscribers. I didn't even look and see. He's got a lot, whatever it is. But this was like 6 months ago, and he's got this thing. I don't even remember what the title says, but it's about the Unishim, like electrical thing you didn't even know you needed or something like that. I think it had like 4 million
and
views.
it's not even new.
Yeah,
like,
it was after I put mine out, but it was 4 million views or something like that on there, on that thing. It's crazy.
Someway says he does not need to lose weight. I know that, and whenever I said, oh, everybody, that's everybody's, I thought, well, not some ways. He's actually the one with like the 26-inch waist or something like that. All us normal adults that have been overeating during the holidays need to lose a few pounds.
What's up, Wyatt? Gain of subscribers is exponential growth. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think I can't remember what I had at the end of the year in 2024. And like, but normally YouTube, I'll probably get something in the next little bit from YouTube that says this is what happened this year.
You could look it up, I'm sure.
Yeah. But like, it's what Wyatt's saying is, like, say you get to 100, it seems like it takes forever. Well, then getting from 100 to 200 is a little bit faster, 200 to 300, just because you've got more subscribers. So it's, even if what I gained last year was about what I need to get to 50,000 this year, it should, like, you should be able to hit that then, and maybe even more than that. But working on health and hopefully plenty of work in 2026, Ryan said.
Yeah, somebody mentioned something about hopefully more work.
Yeah, so business-wise this year for me was really good, which I had one really big job that helped that out quite a bit. But definitely have, in my business, Morgan's Maintenance, not YouTube per se, I think I made more money, I'm sure, this year than I did last year. So hopefully that just keeps happening. But you never know. Sometimes you get big jobs, sometimes you don't, and sometimes you get a lot of small work, and sometimes you don't. It's a mix between those things. And even like I've said before, as I get older, I'd like to get to the more smaller jobs just whenever I start working by myself, of course, me and my buddy that work together, we do those bigger jobs together. So, but those are always, the bigger jobs are easier because you've got multiple days worth of work all at one
Guaranteed
time,
work.
like that you're getting paid for, instead of having to bunch together a bunch of small things to make the same kind of money. But hopefully my business keeps doing what it's doing. It's been doing very well. So I'm thankful for that. And then,
Everyday Home Repairs diversifies with 4 channels. See, I told you you need another channel.
that might have been what, I can't remember if that was the name of the channel or not. You might have seen the Unishim, and that's what you're saying. You know that was who it was. I can't remember what the guys. I've only watched a couple of his videos, whatever it was. But
Clint likes your avatar on the thumbnail. Yeah, isn't that cute? The little cartoon. The little cartoon Morgan's Maintenance.
Clint might have been the one that sent it to me. Somebody sent me somebody sent it to me in the text. But what's my plan for the 6.5 quart totes? So
Are those the ones you bought?
I use a lot of that size tote anyways. I buy they're like the shoebox things. They're normally only $1 for like this size right here. I'll grab one real fast. I got a buku of these. Like I keep a ton of these that I put stuff in.
Oh yeah, almost like shoebox.
I think they're actually called shoebox.
Yeah,
I think that's what they're for.
that's.
So like this size, this is the size I normally use, and those 6.5 quart totes are the same length and everything. I think they're just a little bit taller, but they work really well on 12-inch shelves. And for the most part, that's what I'm going to be building in the new
Your two wings.
Yeah, the 2 sections off of here. I'm going to put skinnier shelves in those because it's not like a super big space. I don't want to make it where it's a tight squeeze for me to go up and down through there and get stuff in and out. So I'll just be storing stuff in them. But that's a good size and a nice tote that stacks really well for, $2.50. I thought that was a pretty good deal.
And those are more heavy duty than those
sure.
ones there. Like the lid's thicker. It like everything about them is a little beefier.
What's up, Tom?
He said, hope everyone had a great Christmas.
Hoping for a better year this year, health issues, and quite a bit of financial hits this year.
Health issues are financial hits by themselves.
Yeah. More mini buckets, Clint said.
Oh, Abraham says the cooking channel. So we were talking about you need another channel. Yeah. He says the cooking channel. I don't know. I don't think you can cook that much. How much stuff can you fix in a cast iron skillet to show off? Most of the big channels have multiple channels. Well, who's the handyman? The original guy. He's not the handyman experience. He's just the handyman.
He's got the channel, the handyman, and then the handyman business channel, and then
he's even got some Patreon.
Yeah,
like
we got some other stuff too. Well, that's like Tool Review Zone's guy. I didn't even know it till the other day, and maybe he just started it. Might be the only reason why I noticed it, because sometimes you'll go through YouTube browsing history and it'll be the stuff you normally watch, and it's got some random name down there because they're just basically replaying like a ESPN show or something, and that's what their whole channel is, just replaying stuff. But I saw that, I scrolled through, and the Tool Review Zone guy was up there, and I can't remember what the video was, but the name of the channel was something different, and I thought, well, that's a little bit weird, but then I clicked on it.
Is it actually him?
Yeah, he started.
Okay, because a lot of people do take other people's clips, and which I'm always like, those people that just make whole channels of all they do is play somebody else's clip, like up here in the corner, and they react to it. Maybe you need to start a react channel. Morgan's Maintenance reacts.
I guess I'm not real sure what the advantage of, other than splitting it up in case, like if you've got 2 total different things that you want to do, just so you don't get the mix between the 2. But unless there's some kind of advantage, like there's a minimum, which I don't know. I don't see why you'd make more money having, but I'm not a YouTube specialist.
I don't know. But
like,
it just depends on
why
how
would
they
you not just put all your same stuff on the same channel?
Well,
like, because sometimes people got multiple channels and it's really the same stuff. They just created another channel to have a second channel. I don't know if there's some kind of gaining that YouTube.
Those DIY
put you
people
at.
that we watch have more than one channel too, I think.
Or maybe it's because then if you put out, I don't know how this works, so I don't know. Like, let's say I put out a video today, and then I have another video I want to put out, and then I put it out the next day. Does that slow down what happens to the video I put out yesterday? I never know if that's really true or not, so I don't know.
We've never done a deep dive into the algorithm and how it works.
Maybe if you have multiple channels and you put videos out there, then you've got a chance of like 2 of your videos being in somebody's browse thing or something.
Somebody said hummingbird collecting. Make your channel out of that.
Digging life, loving my channel. Interesting video about the climb boxes. Huge pack out fan, and the switch seems possible with the connector between them. Yeah, so that's my second adapter plate that I've got from Lipich Engineering. I've had one for a while, and it's actually in the under my camper topper. You can see it in a truck loadout video between a Klein single drawer and then my Milwaukee pack out vacuum and my drywall box. And so it's been out there in the cold, like, even though it's in a camper topper, like temperature wise, I was really curious to see how the 3D printed stuff was going to hold up. Just sitting in the back of your truck, going through a winter that's super cold, and then going through a summer that's kind of hot back there. And then also, that's something that actually, I get my vacuum out quite often, almost just about every job almost. So I snap stuff in and out of it pretty often. And I was curious to see how the 3D printed stuff is going to hold up. And so far, I've had no problems with it at all. So I'm pretty confident that, it's going to work out pretty well.
P. Petrie said, Little Debbie review channel. Can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't. He's off the Debbies.
That goes against one of my other goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually, it's funny because, and she just turned a year old, I guess, in September. Was our first grandbaby, our only grandbaby at the moment, but turned a year old in September, and I got her a digital photo frame for Christmas, so she's been moving pictures over there on that. And some of the pictures was us at the hospital with the grandbaby, and I mean,
you were so thin,
super skinny, like almost like skinnier than what I even really try to get to. And it seemed like to me, it'd been a lot longer.
Well, I mean, it would have been September,
yeah,
and you had lost a bunch of weight in the summer last summer, and so September is not long after summer. So
I had felt like it had been a lot longer though since I had been that skinny. So I guess it wasn't that long ago.
15 months.
Yeah,
she's
about 15 months. I got to get back to that.
Yeah,
maybe not that far, but I got to get back somewhere around
because we're gonna have more hospital pictures.
Yeah,
this summer.
I can't be skinny grandpa, skinny papa, and
which I'm assuming that we can tell people because they've told everybody that we're getting another grandbaby in July. So you got to be skinny papa so you can take pictures in July with the new baby.
Fools. Richard said get a good label maker. I don't have a super good one, but I've got one.
Yeah, those label makers, which I see. Some of them are on, but sometimes those in really hot or really cold will peel off.
What I normally do is like, it's what I've done like on all these, and it works really well. Like if you take that label maker, like if you just put something like that on a box like this, especially if you're going to use it, like getting it in and out of a truck and all that, that's going to peel off like in no time. But I take some of that packing tape and go over top of it. That way you got a good seal.
Yeah, you can't even tell.
Yeah, and then it won't come off for nothing. Like it's on there.
Morgan's Maintenance After Hours channel. Well, see, that would be boring because after hours,
you watch me sleep.
I was gonna say you'd be watching us watch television and go to sleep. Yeah.
You could join whoever. The football player, woodworker. Oh, that's
oh yeah, Malecki or something.
John Malecki or something like that.
Yeah, he's one of those big personality people. There's some people that he watches and they have a lot of personality, and I'm okay to a certain extent. And then there's a point where some people he watches, I'm like, they're a little much for me.
Clint said he saw Fat Bowery. I literally just put him out there right before I hit the go live button because I was going to see if anybody said they saw him.
What?
The Jeff Bowery sticker that he sent me.
Oh, okay.
Steve's Woodshop hides him in some of the videos.
He's over here by the Thor hammer. Do you
Not
see
itching my neck for
yourself?
Debbie's yet.
Do you see yourself classic tool hunting? Yeah, he very briefly started looking at like old Klein,
I mean, I'll look if I go.
but
We don't do that kind of shopping much. Like if we're
well,
on,
but you got to where you were even looking online
Yeah.
on like eBay and stuff for some of the old like vintage ones that people had for sale, and I was like, we can't go down this rabbit hole.
I still have to work on these.
Now those
Klein.
we did find
Yeah.
in an old like thrift store when we were on vacation.
I still haven't spent the time like cleaning them and restoring them because I'm kind of wanting to film it and I ain't had time to mess with that. So I'll
But
do
yeah,
that at some point in time.
he can't go down the rabbit hole. He buys enough new tools that if we get into vintage tools, we might have to, what do they say? Sell the farm.
Tom's working on reloading out my van slowly myself. Yeah, getting organized, that's always kind of a resolution or something. I guess a lot of people
To be
say.
organized, yeah, that's probably on the list.
Yeah,
Save money. We should have looked up like the top 10.
My goal here would be to get this all straightened out by the end of the year.
I think that by the end of the year, surely we
I
can
don't know.
have.
I'm not working on it a lot
Well,
here lately.
no,
So
we haven't been working on it, but
I'm only working on. I'm in no hurry to get this the way that I want it because it's working for me now the way that it is. Everything that I've done is just a bonus, and I'm only going to be working on it in between. Whenever today I got home super early today, or
you said today because we did nothing. I did go walk. You said I could be out there working in the garage, but I don't really feel like it.
yeah.
So don't say when you have time. Say when I have time and I feel like it, because you do have time sometimes.
John Malecki does goofy stuff on Unscrewed, and I probably have seen both of his channels, but didn't pay attention that he's got 2 channels. There's a lot of people that probably have multiple channels that I've not noticed, because I did notice he's got a lot of his recent videos that I've seen come through my feed have been the ones where he goes and buys every Ryobi tool, or buys every Milwaukee tool, or every tool at Harbor Freight, or that kind of stuff like that.
White the Pilot said a fishing channel is an absolute essential. That's one thing that we don't do. I mean, I did when I was younger. I used to go like with my dad, but I went in the way as in he would bait it for me and I'd reel it in and then he'd take it off and he'd clean the fish and all that stuff. So basically I just had to reel them in and then they were all nice and filleted at some point and I got to eat them. But you're not really a fisherman.
Yeah, see, all I've got's a label maker that's like one of these, whatever this is, a Dymo. Stink bug still stuck to that one. I think I've got 2 different ones of these. I can't remember what my other one is, but they're both the same brand though. Dymos.
Clint said, liking the Thor hammer. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Uh-oh, Jeff Barry fell over and that wasn't me that did it. I bet it was you when you got that label maker out. I could keep him straight with this right here. Not for actual use. For display only.
Got to make money. Yep. Don't have time to do everything you want to do. Sometimes you got to make the money to be able to do it. Nothing wrong with that. Don't feel like it, don't do it. Well, normally, it actually wasn't as cold today. See, if everything I'm doing in the rest of the space, the heat's not going to be in that area. So if it's cold outside, it's going to be cold in there. And then
it wasn't too bad today.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad today. I could have done more.
Because that digital picture frame tells the temperature. And so he's like, yeah, I could work outside, but I don't know. I don't feel like working out there. It's so cold. And I said, it's like 45 degrees.
But it's usually, I'm at a stage right now where, now I can at least set that up down there and leave my track saw set up and everything as I go to, do the walls and stuff. But it's normally the whole, I got to get out a lot of stuff to be able to do. At the point I'm at right now, it's like setting up to cut, sheeting and all that kind of stuff. And so it's very hard if I'm not going to get a whole day of doing it, that it's not worth it to me to go mess with all that. It's also going to
be a hassle.
Cut 2 pieces and then go inside.
It's a hassle because a lot of the supplies to do what you need to do are kind of in the way. Yeah. So it's like until you make some headway and get some stuff out of the way, it's just going to be a hassle.
I got a Wow Doom hammer that looks like that. any condensation out there on the
Well, he
rust
runs the
tools, etc.
dehumidifier
Yeah.
out here.
I don't have much problem, and so far I moved my other toolbox down in that extra area, and it's still got a bunch of hand tools, which they're in a toolbox with the drawers, but you know, you still get, it's not like that's 100% sealed off, but it does keep off at least like surface moisture from clinging to it. And I've been opening those drawers every so often just to check and make sure that I don't have like something like that going on, because I've got all kinds of stuff like different pliers and stuff in there. So far that's been okay still too. So, but I've never had much of a problem since I insulated this and put up this the plastic and did all that kind of stuff. Now, whenever we first moved here and it didn't have any of that, basically that,
And you weren't running the
yeah,
dehumidifier
all
yet.
the moisture in this whole entire building would collect on the metal that was on the roof and then just start dripping down everywhere. And I'd come out here in my table saw top, I'd have water all over it and all kinds of stuff. So that's why I ended up doing all this, was because of that. The extra area, not the conditioned space. Yeah. So far, not yet, but I don't really have a lot down there. It's been down there for an extended
And
period
if we
of time.
need to, we can with this.
Well,
we could move that
I'm
dehumidifier down
probably,
there
that's what I'm
since the
probably
mini
gonna
split's
do.
here. That's
Because
what.
this dehumidifier also, or this mini split, which during the wintertime, I don't have much of a humidity problem in here. It usually stays around the same percentage that I keep my dehumidifier set at without even running one, unless maybe it rains or something like that. But the this mini split also has just a dehumidifier function on it too, where you can just pull humidity out.
Well, Tom says you can get some of those packets like they use in gun safes, which
yeah.
that's
I've
not a bad idea to
actually
put those in.
I've actually got a bunch of those in my toolbox down there.
Yeah.
Anytime I buy something that has them in them, I just save those and throw them in my toolbox drawers. I used to buy some, and you can buy them off Amazon, and they even have some where you can put them in the oven and dry them
Well,
back
if I
out.
knew that you saved them, I would save all the ones because all the like vitamins and supplements and collagen powders, they all come with that stuff. I just throw them out because it gets in the way of shaking the pills out. I'll start saving those for you. I'm gonna now. Yeah, I know what you're getting for your birthday. A big bag of whatever those things are called.
Now, tool wise, what I hope for, so personal goal wise, lose weight, probably spend a little bit more time studying my Bible. That's an every year thing. I say I do that every year, but and then work wise, as long as I stay with what I'm at, I'm pretty good with that.
At least as busy as you.
YouTube wise, just it's been going good too. So if it just stays on the same trajectory, I like it. But like I said,
you don't. Well, Matt asked that earlier when we said something about. I was kind of jokingly saying get another channel, and Matt said, "Does he actually need more to do?"
No.
Because there is a point where it's too much, you know.
And I'm fine with, like I said, if I want to set a goal, I'd say I'd be super happy if at the end of the year I had 50,000 subscribers, just to have a number if you wanted to say that. But again, I don't really care. It doesn't matter to me. If that's what happens, that's what happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And then tool wise, I hope they come out with a new M12 Surge, because
that's what I've been seeing other people say.
The M18 one, I'm going to be honest with you, now that I've had it for a while, it's a big difference. So if they do to the M12 what they did to the M18, it would be super nice. Like whatever it is they did to make the M18 different in the way that they went from first gen to second gen, if they do that for the M12, that will be awesome.
So Jeff Bowery said, black-eyed peas and collard greens are hitting right now. You see, we never do any of that stuff. Yeah. And maybe that's why we don't have great luck.
I don't guess.
Aren't you
we're
supposed
not
to
really
eat
big
cabbage?
New Year's people.
Aren't you supposed to? Oh, yeah. We normally, I mean, we'll go somewhere, usually New Year's Eve, play some games, eat some snacks. We're usually in bed by 10. So partying for us to get home at 1:30 this morning was really partying. My son sent me a text and said, "You're out past your bedtime." But I thought you were. I knew about the black-eyed peas, collard greens. Isn't there something like is there something with cabbage, or am I?
Seems like it.
And then my son told me today, he said, which this doesn't apply to me. He said, "Oh, I forgot to get grapes." I said, "I didn't know you were supposed to have grapes on New Year's." And he said, "Yeah, on New Year's day, you're supposed to eat 12 grapes. Tell me if y'all have heard this, because I've never heard this. You're supposed to eat 12 grapes while you sit underneath your kitchen table. And if you do that, you will find love in that year of 2026. So I was like, oh, well, then I don't need to do that. Because at first I was like, well, what is it? We can go up here to the dollar store and see if they got some grapes. And then he told me what it was for. And I was like, oh, well, then I don't need any grapes then. I'm good.
What's up, Sizzleneck?
See, Matt said 12 grapes is a thing.
Once you sheet the walls too, even air gap will provide insulation. Yeah, so I'm going ahead and the exterior walls, even though I don't plan on really heating and cooling that space and all that kind of stuff, I am going ahead and putting and I'm not insulating like I haven't really decided, but as of right now, I don't see myself ever like enclosing the ceiling of that big area because I'll probably just be sticking stuff up in them trusses. It's mostly going to be a storage area.
I wouldn't want to lose the height either. Like,
well, I'll still have 12 foot even if I don't use what's up there, but that's just a good space to stick, piping and, just weird
all
stuff
kinds
like
of
that.
stuff, yeah.
But
all that junk you've got back there in my building.
I'm going ahead and insulating the exterior walls because if I decide to do that later, like to insulate the space and actually make it efficient, like it's not going to be efficient the way it is right now, no matter what it is I do to it. I'm going ahead and insulating the walls before I put the sheeting up, just in case I want to later type thing, because I'm putting up that LP siding and I'm putting it up with nails, and that's not you can't really take that off very easily. Now the side over this wall over here that I ran my mini split, line set the space between my building and the other one. I'm going to put that sheeting up with screws so that if I ever need to get in that space, I'll be able to get in there to do work, to run stuff or do whatever and be able to take it down. But that LP stuff's actually a big pain to put up with screws, to be honest with you, unless you pre-drill or something like that. The screws do not go in it very well. And the nail gun's just way faster. But I'm still going to I'm at least going to put up around the mini split, because I also put my sub panel on that wall. Let's see what else my internet's coming in over there, so that way if I ever need to get back in there to do something,
I mean, hopefully we don't have a problem.
Yeah,
but I mean, you might, and we'd have to get in there. Elliot and Wyatt both said Bible app, which we both have.
Yeah.
Olive Tree.
Yeah,
it's the one we have.
That's the one I use. Yeah.
And
I keep all my notes and stuff in it.
And Olive Tree has tons of different versions, so you can click back and forth and read whichever is easier to understand. And Olive Tree does that because one of you mentioned like sending something every day. Olive Tree does that. They'll send you at least one thing a day, and then you can read, like push like in context and read it in its whole context.
Huda 365 said black-eyed peas and collards are definitely an acquired taste. I grew up on it and I can't stand it now.
I like black-eyed peas.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of collard greens that much.
I don't really like any greens.
I'm not a big fan of it. Now, the only thing that I ate whenever I didn't care for as much whenever I was a kid that I absolutely love now is beans and cornbread. But it's not that I didn't like it when I was a kid, but I didn't like it. Like it wasn't like, ooh, beans and cornbread.
No, I feel like when I was a kid, it was like old people food. Oh
yeah, beans and cornbread.
Well, because we're old now. Yeah. But when I was a kid, I was like, oh, they would have it at school sometimes, and I would be like, I'm not eating that. Like we would decide which days we wanted to pack lunch, and on beans and cornbread day, I was like, I'm packing lunch. I'm taking like a bologna sandwich.
Current M12 Surge I love for the light torque stuff, easy trigger control. Yeah, the new M18 one's got a nice control on it too. I like it too. See, Ken Alexander says, I like these for you. It puts a face with the hands and voice. The contents, like the lives.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how many videos did you do before you were even like?
I waited until I had 1,000 subscribs.
It
was whenever.
Because it was, I know you had to do the tool vest or whatever.
Yeah, I said whenever I had 1,000 subscribers, I would let people see me.
Yeah, I didn't know how many videos it was before.
Yeah, that's the whole reason why I really started doing lives. And then we've got a few videos. There's a couple that I've got over here on my board. I've got a list of videos to make, like at some point in time. It's nothing that's like a time crunch thing or anything like that, of things of even just us two, like the memes video we made, one of them so far. Just stuff like that to me allows, even though it has really nothing to do with tools, although we did, select tool
Yeah,
memes
you were
and stuff
tool
like
memes,
that.
yeah.
But it's just more so you get to know me as a person, to know who I am.
You're more than just tools.
Well, and just what it is, so you'll understand more what I do in my business, or all that kind of stuff. Because you can watch somebody review a tool who does nothing like what you do, and they might say that tool is great, but it's not going to be great for you. Or you can also watch somebody who says this tool is not that great, but it might be the best tool that you could possibly use in your job. Because I've said it 1,000 times before on this channel and different times. We all do different stuff. Just because a tool is not great for me doesn't mean it's not going to be great for you. Because sometimes people will comment on certain tool videos and be like, oh, I bought this tool and I think it's trash. I like this one better. And if that might end up being the case, that doesn't mean that me saying that I like that tool is like I'm lying to you or something. It's just that I might do something different. I might use that tool in a different way than you do. Or it could be vice versa, the opposite of that. I might say, I don't like the Klein stapler. I absolutely despise that tool. Like the
Yeah.
Klein loose cable stapler, like it was one of the worst tools I've ever used in my life. Like the way that I was using it, and
Did you get a bad one? Like it was missing so
well, there's an awful
often.
lot of people, but then there's been a few people say, "You're crazy. I use this tool all the time, and it's awesome," or whatever. And it's like, well, okay, it worked for you. It's like, so don't. So I think it's good to be able to know the people who are a little bit, even if it has nothing to do with tools, to know something about what it is they do in their
With
business.
everything though, like I mean, that's all products. Like there's no one size fits all for anybody. I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube stuff. I don't just watch Morgan's Maintenance. I watch a lot of YouTube stuff that's like, health and beauty type stuff. And it's like, yeah, and they'll recommend something that works for them. And then, I mean, you'll see people in comments being like, I used this and it gave me a horrible rash. It's the worst product I ever used. And then other people are like, oh, I would bathe in this if I could, so it's like, yeah.
It's the same thing with
everybody's different.
It's the same thing with the Watch Me Works. It's not like that's actually kind of hard to film and do all that kind of stuff, but I like to do them whenever I can because I know other people like watching them. But it's even the fact that to me, you get to see me using some of the tools that I've made a review for.
Which is a comment that people will say. They'll say, it's nice to see how you use these things.
And again, I also understand that, hey, maybe that's why he liked that tool and why I don't like it is because he uses it this way and that's not how I was using it. Or again, I didn't think about using that tool in that way. So that's why I maybe would try it because I didn't think about that, all that kind of stuff. So I would like to be able to film more of those this year. It just depends. I didn't have a lot of smaller filmable jobs this year, I guess I'll say, because a lot of my smaller work this year in particular, like there's one doctor's office that I did. I think I keep up with the way I label my jobs for my invoicing and all that. I put the initials of the place and job number, and I just start at 1 and go up to whatever it goes to. And there was one doctor's office I did like 20 something jobs for.
You filmed putting together some furniture for them. I remember.
Yeah. If I'm ever in a room there's no patients,
but sometimes it's just hard to film.
Yeah.
Depending on where you are.
Most of my small work this year was around customers or in places where there's like HIPAA stuff and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, I'm never even going to go up to somebody in the doctor's office and say, can I record? Because I already know what the answer is. And it's like, so I'm not even going to risk, okay, I'm going to make this customer even be like, oh, I don't even know if I want to call them back if they want to record in here and all that kind of stuff. So I wish I could record more of those because I know a lot of you like them. And then I even like editing them after I film them because I get to see it's a different way of looking how I'm working.
Well, a lot of times you go back and voice over
even about your own self that you didn't pay attention to while you were actually doing it. You saw it in a different way versus going back and watching it. It's kind of like watching game tape or something.
Oh my gosh.
For yourself. It's like learning. It's like somebody watching their golf swing or their bowling stance. You get to watch yourself working.
Matt says that dang Klein stapler is adequate.
Let's see. White greens are my food. I only eat predators. Only eat predators gang.
They were talking about all their ages, and some way said, Elliot, the sooner you accept that it's all downhill from here, the less painful it is. Okay. Yeah, pretty much from about 40 on, you see a little decline in your self.
Wyatt said elder. I guess he was talking about ages.
They've all been talking about, yeah. Well, you know, Wyatt just turned, or he will turn 17 in July. So he's not even 17 yet.
Somebody
but
said VCG tested the DeWalt Impulse versus the Milwaukee Surge. The Surge quit repeatedly. I saw the thumbnail for it. I hadn't watched it, but I'm going to tell you now, I've used my Surge so far since I bought it. It's been in my truck, and it's what I've got out on every job just because I'm curious about it. And I put in, which again, I don't do. The thing about some of that testing to me, I don't care about some of the stuff those people test. Like, putting in a 12-inch long lag into a tree stump or a whatever. It's like, I'm never going to do that. So I could care less if my Surge will do that or if this DeWalt one does it faster.
I think
It's
some
like,
stuff's just to make a
will
video.
it put in a 3-inch deck screw? Because that's 90% of the time, that's what I'm going to use it for. So as long as it does that well, it's like, okay, I'm cool with it. And then if it takes a little bit longer to put in a 6-inch lag for a, you know, TV mount or something like that into a 2x4, but it's like, I know it's going to do that too. So just because a tool won't put a 12-inch lag into a tree stump, it's like, well, that I could care less if a tool will do that or not, because I'm not going to do that with it. So
Elliot said, I already have doctor's appointments lined up. Eye doctor, due for a colonoscopy, cardiologist checkup. Yeah. That's our age, I guess. People of our age are supposed to be doing things like colonoscopies.
Clint said, I'm also the most handsome reviewer
yeah.
ever. That was whenever I did my 1,000. It was whenever I got 1,000 subscribers, and then I revealed myself as far as for somebody to be able to see me so you could put a face to the name.
Well,
type
and
thing.
you were doing
I
tool
joked,
vests, so you had to
I
be seen.
I joked and said, now y'all can see why I was so torn between picking Morgan's Maintenance or
the handsome
handyman for my YouTube channel.
And some people,
which the handsome handyman would have probably ended up, it would
some
probably
people-
work better in the algorithm and a name.
some
type
people were
thing.
quick to say, no, we think you chose correctly with the Morgan's Maintenance. You know, they were like to give you a hard time. Ryan said, nothing wrong with any tool brand. I like them all. Yeah. See, that's like, I think that whether, I don't know if it's Ryobi or Ryobi, but like they make some neat stuff. And I see people, I tell him all the time, I see people, especially people who you could call them DIY and you can say they're doing stuff at their own house, but they're doing, like, these are guys who know, like, you can tell, like, they know what they're doing. Like, the end product is nice stuff that they're doing in nice homes. And they're using Ryobi tools to do it with. And I told him, I was like, I think it's more the person who's using the tool than it is the tool. I mean, I don't think a tool is going to make you a better tradesperson.
PPE Trey said Vessel 3-speed screwdrivers, a universal great tool for everybody. Thanks. Yeah, that's one of, I just commented, somebody commented under the Christmas video, maybe that was.
I think that's P. Petrie.
Yeah, you know, I never know where to put the space, but
well, earlier I called him P. Petrie.
Could be P. Petrie or could be PPE Trey. I don't know, but the
well, you let us know.
Somebody just commented about that and said they picked it up because of my videos, and I said that's probably one of my favorite tools that I bought. It's definitely one of the ones I use the most that I bought in the last probably 10 years. Like I use it every day. Like it's really good. I
like he can't put a outlet or something in without, he wants that little electric screwdriver.
Again, the whole and it's not that the Vessel like puts in stuff better. It's not like it's a more powerful one than some other. It's all about the fact that it is just like the regular screwdriver, the shape of it. That's the whole reason why I like it. It's not that I'm not picking it because it's Vessel as far as the brand, or really even because of power, torque, speed, any of that kind of stuff. It's because it's shaped like a Vessel screwdriver. That's the whole reason why I like it. Like that's why I use it more than any of the other ones that I have.
Wyatt said he's still dealing with growing pains. He's so young. Well, growing pains just turn into pains.
What style of work and the way you work dictates what tools work best. Yeah, like I said, I never try to push a tool on anybody. What I'm trying to do with my reviews, and sometimes I don't like script out my review. I just get it out here and start talking about it, and sometimes that causes me to miss something that I wanted to say about it. And then sometimes whenever I go back and watch it, I'm editing, I said, oh, I kind of made it seem like, you know, everybody should have this or something. And I try my best not to do that, even though if that's what I feel, I'll say it. But I never want to be a person who's acting like, oh, you have to have this tool. I'm just trying to show you how it is that I use it, what I plan to use it for, like what are the features of it, and then you yourself can hopefully make the decision of, yes, that will work for me, because I'm smart enough to know that just because I like a tool doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And I don't want to tell somebody that, then they go out and buy it and be like, well, I do this and this doesn't work worth a darn for me. It's like, I know it's not going to be, it's a case by case basis for everybody. Now, there are tools that generally will work for most people, and then they're going to work better for some people than others. But I try not to push a tool on anybody. I try to just give
Okay, that's the same rant we've heard
give
10 times.
you the information.
We're going to
let you make
record
that
you
decision.
saying that, and then we're just going to play it back. Look, I was right. Petrie.
I thought maybe he was a safety inspector.
Well,
and he was
when you said
trained.
when you said PPE, that's what I thought was like about the safety stuff. And then I looked at the name and I was like, oh, that was the one that I called him Petrie earlier. Sparky Zach says, Happy New Year to you and your family. Wishing nothing but the best for you and your family and this channel. Thank you for that.
Huda 365 M12 Surge is great, but I switched to the subcompact impact, lighter and fits in my bag better. Yeah, I haven't used one of them in person to put in screws or anything like that. The Surge for me is about, it is the noise factor. Like it's as loud as a regular impact once you get into the impacting, but it doesn't hit that impacting zone until like very far into the screw. But it's the way it puts screws in is also why I like the Surge. But I've still not used a subcompact. Like I haven't even held one in my hand. My Home Depot's never put them out like on display for you to be able to, play with them or do anything like that. So I haven't even seen one in person.
Clint said, AA Ron. Matt said you got to rub the tool in the mud so it looks used.
Yeah. Chaz has a Roby impact wrench. Beast. Happy New Year from Sparky Zach. Appreciate that. PP Tree.
Would you rather have a $600 Harbor Freight gift card or a $300 Milwaukee gift card?
Well, the Milwaukee one would have to be like Home Depot or something, because I don't even know how you...
Well...
But I get what they're saying.
I mean, $600 at Harbor Freight would last a long time, because you mostly just buy maybe some supplies and stuff there.
The $600 Harbor Freight one would allow you to get like one
that's
of these,
true.
One of these with the full bank drawers in it. That'd be a nice thing to have, to be honest. It's got all big drawers like this one right here all the way down it.
But we were just talking about this today because we were watching something where the guy was doing, he was cutting a tree. He had to cut down a tree to build his garage that he was building. And he said he went to Harbor Freight. I don't know what the brand was. And he bought some chainsaw. It was an electric one. It looked like he had it hooked up to an extension cord. And I told him, I said, see, it's like for he's going to use it one time. I'm sure it'll last longer than that too, but he's going to use it for one time. So I just think that's the smart thing to do, which is what we did on that. What is it called? That thing I had to use and bust up rocks with.
Rotary hammer, like a SDS Max drill.
Yeah, because his Milwaukee one was broken. And so we got that one. It was under $200.
Yeah, I got a good deal on it. It works really good too.
And we wore that thing out. I mean, we dug all the footers out here by hand, and it's all rock. And I mean, it's still working just fine, or it was whenever we put it away in its case.
Elliot said new M12 ratchets out in the next few days. He's pre-ordered from Tex Choice in Tennessee. I've ordered some things from them. I can't remember I got. That's where I got my Knipex. The Christmas pliers wrench, like the year after, they had some of them left, and I got them. I think that was who I mentioned in the video. But yeah, they've got stuff. Their deals aren't that bad, and they're pretty good to deal with. They had something else too that I think I bought. I think I bought from them twice.
Matt said Harbor Freight so he can get the purple full bank. I don't think he'd have purple in here. He wouldn't be able to stand it not matching.
Could you tell me the bit holder you have on the clip behind your head? There's a little bit of all of them back there. There's a Milwaukee. There's a Klein. I've got all of them back there. So Could be any of them. I've got a set of multiple. I've got multiple sets of these, but I don't
Oh
use
my.
all of them. But there's a video on these of which one's the best or whatever that goes over all of them. And again, just like in that case, I don't say which one's the best because one of them's going to be better for you. One of them's going to be better for somebody else. But Amazon ones are the cheapest by far, and they work differently. And then you got Milwaukee, and you got Railer, which was kind of some of the first ones that came out other than the Amazon ones. And then you got the Klein version with a different carabiner. So, but there's a video that goes over all those. If you
Poland
haven't
is
seen
the
that yet.
brand for Harbor Freight chainsaw.
I used to have a Poland chainsaw. I sold all my gas chainsaws.
Their pole saw is awesome, Chaz R25 said. I mean, a chainsaw is a chainsaw. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just not a big brand person, and I'm not even just in tools.
There is a difference in them starting up. Like, you can have certain ones, and they'll start up if you don't start them very often. And there's certain ones you better stay on top of.
Like brands in general, I think a lot of stuff.
It's the same thing as like if you go buy a pressure washer that's got a Honda motor on it versus if you buy one that's got some cheap motor. It's like you can let one sit a lot longer with a Honda motor than you do with the others.
Well, I say I'm not a brand person, but I guess with some stuff, but like cars.
Have you seen the new bucket bags Vito's dropping? Yeah, I made a post about those a while back. I think the biggest one is available. They just released it. The other two, I think it said one of them was coming in February, or maybe the other two both are. So they'll probably come out soon, but I don't typically buy Vito anymore unless it's the spring promo. So
Sparky Zach, I'd love a pair of the heated gloves that Klein just dropped. You just had those in a video.
They're actually right here. Yep.
We don't need them though with that mini split running.
Yeah. I don't work outside a lot, and then it also doesn't get usually like crazy cold here. And even if it is, I'm typically only going back and forth with my truck. Now, last year, I did mention this to somebody. So, like, they're nice. They're not like, oh, man, my hands are on fire. I've got to take these gloves off type thing. But definitely, I think if, like, so whenever I'm outside and it's 30 degrees, it's like my hands aren't that cold anyways, unless you've been out there for an hour, you know, like just the little amount I'm out there. So I think the colder that it would be outside, the more you'd notice the difference of, like, if I was out in 0 degrees and I didn't have these on one hand, I had them on the other, this hand would probably be freezing. This hand would definitely be like warmer. I don't know that it'd be like, oh, I'm sweating to death wearing these. So it's better than nothing type thing. It's not like life changing or anything like that. But like last year we were building that quadplex, and there was a lot of time, like right after we got the slab and everything poured and was starting the framing process and doing all that kind of stuff. It was basically, you know, winter time. It was like this time of year, and it was super cold, and we were out there all the time, and like wind blowing, no heat yet, you know, none of that kind of stuff. And I would have loved to have a pair of them things. So hopefully, if
it depends on it depends on what you work in. I mean, that's what, if you're somebody who has to work outside when it's cold, and there are people who do, and like framers and people like that are working on job sites where there is no electricity. So you're framing houses in the wintertime, then you need a pair of heated gloves.
Milwaukee bit holder has been the best for me. It's the only one that's been able to actually get bits out using one hand. How do you like your Vito TPLD? There's another one with the LP with the added meter pouch. Yeah, so the TPLD, I've not ever really, I bought it to get whatever I think they had the DP3 that year, and the SBLD and the DP3 were the free ones. I don't remember what it was, but basically I bought it just to get the DP3 for free.
It sounds like alphabet soup.
Yeah. So I never have, at the same time I bought that, I'd already got the SBLD for free with buying the MCT Blackout or something along those lines. So the SBLD was what I was using. Never did end up going to the TPLD during that time period. And so I've never used it. I've actually even got it. I've got it for sale right now.
You know
It's a
what
good
the
bag. Like I said, it's a good
you know
bag.
what
It's
the
just not,
teacher sounds like on Charlie Brown?
wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing right now, and you're rattling off all those
But
bags.
I would think that the TPLDP
Oh my
would be
gosh.
a nice bag because it's got them 2 pouches on the side, and those 2 pouches on the MCTP, wah, 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 wah,
I mean, it's just a
make
nonstop.
that bag better than the MCT. So those 2 little
I
extra
can just make stuff up and sound like I knew what I was
those
talking
2 little
about.
extra pouches on the side are nice because that allows you to put a meter or even just anything in. It's just an extra storage spot.
Be like, I'll tell you what's the best is the XL double T without the pouch. See, I sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Did you not think the Mini Nico was worth $100 plus, or just didn't want to spend that kind of money? I got one at the discounted price, but being Canadian, got charged a lot for duty and taxes. I wouldn't, only because like if I was going to buy one of these and spend that kind of money, I would have wanted that newer version that has the clip, but only because like this right here is super wide. You know how you mount this onto, because it's made for the Diamondback vest, and all the webbing that they have is this size, I guess. My Atlas vest, which is what I use, the webbing isn't quite as wide, and these won't fit in it. So I have to do some weird stuff to make it work. I like the pouch and everything fine. It is a little bit
It's really
stiff,
stiff.
but it's
I can
because
tell by just looking at it.
if this wasn't super big, it wouldn't matter that it was this stiff on the back. Once you get into a big pouch and it's stiff like this, that's when it kind of becomes a little bit weird to me whenever you're wearing it. So I prefer, like if I was going to spend $100 something on a pouch, I'm buying a Vito MP pouch. Now you're not going to be able to fit as much stuff. Although I'm going to be honest with you, I think tool wise, I can fit just as much stuff in my MP2X as this, other than this one big cavity right here.
Well,
Like,
Matt's expert opinion is the Mini Nico is not worth 100 plus. In the current state of tool pouches, the X line is way better all around, but if it's below 60,
yeah. Like I'm going to use this more so for framing jobs and stuff like that, and not really as like an electrician's pouch or something like that. Not to say I might not, because what this would be a good bag for or pouch for would be if you were going to run electrical tools and put a meter or something in it. It's got room for that, where none of the MP pouches, unless you buy that MP-MX, is going to work for that. So I wouldn't buy it for more than that, only because I don't have a Diamondback tool vest. Now, if you've got a Diamondback tool vest, or if you're going to put this around a belt and just leave it on a belt all the time, like that's how I used to wear stuff, is I just kept a pouch on a separate belt than the one that I wear and put it on.
I
And
was going to say, I hope it's separate than the one you wear.
and you weren't going to have to sit there and latch and unlatch all the time. That would be okay too. It's just more so I wouldn't spend it because of the way that it fastens, not so much the pouch.
Jags going to the Super Bowl should be on your bingo card for 2026. He said, Duval. Elliot is from Florida? Around Jacksonville, maybe? Wyatt said, I'm not trying to lose bingo. Who do I want to see in the Super Bowl? Well, the Ravens. Ravens, 49ers. I like Brock Purdy.
Matt says he's got a Diamondback vest. Matt says that this won't fit on the Diamondback vest either. I assumed that it would. Basically, I always assumed that that's what they made these for. But Diamondback also has tool belts that have, this kind of stuff on it. So I guess maybe that's what they make it for. So if you've got a Diamondback vest, and I just said that, and you're thinking, oh, it's going to fit my vest, he said it doesn't. So
Someway said we need a new L for the 3 L's. He suggests license or lever. Anyone have opinions? So, okay, you had lasers, levels, and Little Debbie's, but we've had to cut the Little Debbie's because I want him to be around for a while.
I think I got the MP-MX down here.
That's not an L.
I took this out of my truck temporarily because I wasn't using it at the moment. Yeah. So there's the MP-MX, which is going to cost you, somebody's going to have to tell me, I think it was $99. It might be a little bit more than that. So I would rather have this and buy that and put my meter in here and use these for my tool slots than that just because of the price of it's similar, and I can clip it on anything.
Clint said lights. Oh, the flashlights. I think he's got another one coming out at some point. Well, I mean, it's not even filmed, but the spoiler alert, there will be another one coming out. Ravens, what the heck? I just want one Steelers playoff run. Well, that isn't happening this year. I'm so sorry to tell you that, Wyatt, but not going to happen. Aaron Rodgers was not the answer for the Steelers this year.
I think most people should have probably known that anyways. Like, he's just past his prime. Even his last couple of years at Green Bay weren't great. And then that was
Well,
4 years
yeah,
ago.
and then he got hurt, and Someway said, oh no, sports bowl. Tom said, the only bowl I'm interested in is a bowl of popcorn or ice cream.
MPMX is too heavy and will sag your pants. Yeah, I don't use it that much. It's like it has to be a specific job. And basically what I do is I move my MP2X stuff over to it and put my meter in there. Or sometimes the wire stripper, the auto stripper that you take the sheathing and stuff off, I'd put that in there just because it's a little bit bigger tool. But it's still it's still smaller. If you loaded this down, it's going to pull your pants down too if you put it on a belt.
Well, we don't want that.
But this also has the kickstand where you can kind of use it like a tool bag and set it down and stuff. I'm not, to me, the MPMX and MP3X and all that, once you get up in there, a little bit too big in my opinion. Like it's if it works for you for your specific job, it's worth getting. I would stick with 2X being my highest one for like a general purpose pouch that is multi-use, versatile, probably for everybody type thing. MP1X or MP2X. Once you get into the 3X or the MX or MPMX, that's what this is. Yeah. It's kind of more of a specialty pouch in my opinion.
I'm going to line them all up and give you a quiz.
Yeah. That one's more of a specialty pouch that I would recommend to somebody. If you have a specific tool loadout that you use day in and day out and it won't fit in a 2X, then yes. Other than that, I would recommend you get a 2X or a 1X.
Wyatt says L should be the longing of Little Debbie's. Are you longing for Little Debbie's?
Tooling with Raider Nation over here. That's a pretty rough year there.
Yep.
College football Hoosiers for the big win today. I didn't get so they played Alabama, right? Indiana. We watched the
Miami.
Yeah, the Miami game last night, Ohio State. And then we watched the Michigan-Texas game, which wasn't part of the playoff thing, but we watched
They're
it the
just
other day
bowl
too.
games. Yeah. Well, I was on here tonight because there's no Thursday night football. They're having 2 Saturday games. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll go out and be on Thursday Night Live. And then Terry Burton's like, oh, there is football. It's college, but there is football tonight.
Fade Properties, how much bigger is the MP1X compared to the free one last year? So here is, I don't have a 1X, but here's an MP1, which is the same thing, just has this old setup and not the clip and all that kind of stuff. So that's it right here. Let's see. No, that's the MPX. I don't know if I got one of those in here or not. I used to keep one over here in my, yeah, I do, right here. I keep one of these in my vest pocket and use it to save my pockets. So I'm gonna come around the phone so I can tell what y'all are looking at. So MP1, there's the free one that comes with the SC45 and the SPMC. So you getting the pass-throughs, like right here is the 2 pass-throughs. That's what's here. But these are a little bit smaller. Like you're going to be able to fit a little bit bigger screwdriver. So like if you've got a screwdriver that's like a multi-driver or something like that, where the head of it's a little bit bigger to fit in this, you won't be able to maybe fit that in here. Then you're also getting this, which you don't get right here. And then there's also a little small for like you know, thermostat screwdrivers, or you can stick like a small pair of cobras. You can stick a handle or something in there. So you get quite a few more pockets.
How does the MP1X compare to the magnetic pouch?
Yeah, that's this right here. That's the
Oh,
same
I thought
thing.
this was...
Well, it might
Somebody asked how much bigger
that's the
is
same.
the MP1X compared to the free one last year.
The free one's the same as the magnetic pouch.
Because that was two different questions.
It says neck itching yet for some deforestation of trees.
Well, the Christmas tree cakes are probably all cleared out.
Clicky Tech, the little pouch that comes with the SPMC, is surprisingly awesome. Yeah, it's a very nice thing because it's a very small package because you don't have all the extra stuff and all that. Now, it doesn't do the kickstand like the MP pouches do. Like, if you're going to, that's the nice thing about the MP pouches too, also, is like I use my MP2X as a pouch that I put on my belt. I put it on my vest, and then sometimes I just take it in and, you know, use that little kickstand and set it right there on the floor or the countertop or whatever and work off of it. So it's kind of also like a small go bag, but this is very compact, and this thing fits perfect inside my service vest pocket. So then if I want to use screwdrivers and stuff,
That thing is tiny.
well, I don't put stuff in here that often, so it's not stretched out. Like,
I mean, what do they charge? Look, what do they charge for something that's got one?
they sell it separately now.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
I don't know what the price is.
Well, I mean, okay, a screwdriver on each side.
Yeah,
maybe a pair of pliers in
maybe
there.
a small pair of pliers
And
right there. But I mean, if that's all you're carrying, if that's all you need. I put mine in my pocket to save my screwdrivers and pliers from poking my pocket. But you can take this and just slap it inside of your back pocket, your pants pocket, whatever, and it's magnetic, so you don't even have to hook it on anything. Like, it's nice.
You know what else you could carry in there? A big bunch of money. That little pouch is $50, Matt said. I was literally going to guess that. Oh my gosh. That thing is tiny. That's what she said.
I think they're settling on lights. Some way said they're settling on lights.
Oh, yeah. Tooling with Is said it holds just about what you need it to. Yeah, just about.
It's always one tool short from holding what you need it to. Now, it's worked out good for like this vest right here, which this one's not the one I use. This one isn't the one I keep in my truck, but it's the same one size-wise and all that. This is a spare one, which I'm glad I bought now because they quit making these things. Like, you can't find them. So, like, these pockets here are good to put tools and stuff in, and this thing fits in there like almost perfect. So if I'm carrying screwdrivers and stuff, I just put this in there, and then now I don't have to worry about, and I can even do this, and it works out even a little bit better. Then it kind of locks and keeps it up at the top, and that just keeps me from tearing up my pockets.
That's why Someway wants an MPX for his vessel kit. The kickstand, and it's a little shorter than the vessel pouch.
Yeah, I love the MP pouches. They're all great. Like I said, once you get up to the MX and the 3X, that's too big in my opinion, unless you have to have it. Like, for an everydayer, unless I needed that every single day, I'd go with the smaller one. The 1X is probably one of my favorite sizes, but I have the 2X and I use it more. So, like, that's the 1X would be the one.
I didn't know we were doing pouch demonstration tonight.
The 2X is in my truck. I use it all the time.
I think your New Year's resolution should be don't buy any more pouches.
It depends on what they come out with.
Well, you're obviously not using
stuff.
any of these.
Pouches are probably right up there with screwdrivers as my favorite things to look at and to buy and try, because, you know, the right pouch makes a world of difference. Your whole day gets better if you got the right pouch.
Does that mean none of these are right?
No, they're right for certain stuff. Like, I change pouches all the time for whatever the job is. Like, there's certain pouches.
I have 2 purses per year. One for summer, one for winter.
Then I got this Diamondback pouch, which is the Mazo.
Yeah,
which
I've
is
seen it.
A lot skinnier than the Mini Nico.
It does not come out very far.
I use this for my framing. I got my hammer attachment and all that kind of stuff on it. So again, I don't use this pouch unless I'm specifically doing something where I'm gonna need a hammer and all that kind of stuff. So I don't use it all the time.
Hey, we were talking about Wyatt being so young. He said, L is for the way you look at me. I don't know who sings that, but I do know it's an older song.
There's one of those that came out of something.
Oh, there you go.
Put that in my coffee.
Somebody said earlier, silica is delicious. Matt said his drawer of lost pouches is much bigger. Nat King Cole. Okay.
See, I'm a little bit of a weirdo in that I actually really liked this right here on the MP1 that they kind of went away from because everybody was having problems with that breaking, I guess. I mean, the clip is easier to change around on different stuff.
Go up there and show them
I
how.
actually like that.
Go show them how worn out that is, so the people think you actually use it.
I actually had to take a
Screwdriver and scratch it.
Scratch this so
Yeah.
people think I'd use it every now and then. Yeah, the whole inside. Now that's starting to get that right there is eat up pretty good. Like it's pretty rough.
That one's almost ready to retire. Clicky Tech said, my wife's leather bag collection puts my Vito collection to shame. No, I'm not a big purse person. I got a new one for Christmas, but that's only because it's, I don't know if you'd call it a purse, whatever it is. My son bought me one of those Lululemon, little bags for Christmas. So I have that, and it's black, so that'll become my new winter bag. And then I have one for summer, but no, not a big purse collector, not a big shoe person. I have to not be a big anything person so that we can support your tool habit.
I feel
Some ways it's done ate up. You said it's done ate up. It's done ate up.
I filmed the guest of trade today. I haven't edited it yet. So this one's going to be a velocity bag. We haven't had very many of those on the guest of trade. And then I got a flashlight in the other day that was kind of a gift flashlight, I guess. I don't think it's really it's not even really available to buy, I don't think, but the flashlight that I just got.
It's not available?
They sent it as a gift. I don't know if you can buy it or not. And then there is...
Well, then maybe you won't review it. I don't know.
I've got another sewer camera that I'm waiting until I have opportunity to go use it to get some footage of using it that I got to review. I'm trying to think if I've got any tools coming that I know of. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Is Milwaukee going to come out with the boot for the Gen 2 or what? Ryan's not like using it bootless.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Sizzlenet got the Klein magnetic wristband for $10 with store credit. Yeah, I still have some Home Depot gift cards. I finally did use up, which I should have some more rebate things coming in the mail from Menards, but I've used up the 2 that I got in. I've used up both of those. But I do have some Home Depot gift cards to use still.
Loungefly, I feel like I've heard of that. I don't have any of it, obviously, but I think I've heard of that. Are those the ones that are like the really, really soft leather bags?
So what did you guys... I put out my Christmas tool haul video. Some people commented, like, what was the thing that they got for Christmas? But did any of y'all get any really good tools for Christmas?
Or anything good.
Or anything good? A leather purse?
Did you get a leather purse? Did you get a digital photo frame? I've been having the best time adding pictures to mine. Loungefly are Disney and Marvel purse characters. Okay. Yep. Okay. Well, there's 2 different women I work with. So one of them's really big into the really, whatever brand that is. Maybe those are called fry bags. It's like a really, really soft leather. And then the other one is Loungefly person, and that makes sense because she's a huge Disney person. So, okay, I got it straight now. Captain Donuts reporting for duty.
TPG got the Pecron E3 600 LFP, really nice but heavy. He's been working on a lot of solar panel, all that kind of stuff on his shed. And
please highly edit the sewer camera video.
I'm gonna give you a bird's eye view.
Oh my gosh. He was gonna do a video. Or is that a whole different camera? Sewer camera. You said you were gonna need to do a video.
Yeah, I've got a new one. I've got one video out for a beaver one that I already got. This one is a Sandy Pace.
Well, P. Petrie said, please highly edit the sewer camera video.
Grandparents bought me my first excavator. It was a 1-50 die cast. So
yeah.
My wife got me the Klein Tools 32787 64 piece
64.
I'd have to look that one. Look up what. No, I'll look it up real fast. Remember that. You tell me what the number is whenever I get to it. Klein. Let's see. Oh, I opened Gmail instead of Google. Let's see. Klein 32 what?
787. 64-piece kit.
I'm sure it's a mod box set. Oh, the precision driver 32787. Is that what it is? Yeah, that's a good set. I bought that and did a video for it, and then you couldn't find them anywhere. Gave it to the buddy that I work with all the time, and I never did go back and buy another one. I was waiting for it because there for a little while they were actually putting them on sale at Lowe's, so I was kind of always waiting to see if they put them on clearance or something like that, and they just never did. And then I've got multiple. I mean, I've got precision drivers galore and stuff, so it's not something I need. So it's not something I'm gonna buy again unless I get a good deal on it. It is a good set though.
I got my wife a collection of Ryobi USB tools so she will stay out of my garage. Well, that'll work.
Let's see, where were we? There we go.
I said Captain Donuts. Matt said, with a donut emoji.
Saw my video, wanted it, and put it on the good boy list. Yeah, it's because it's got some pieces that, like that one adapter in there that allows you to use those precision drivers really in any kind of a driver, which there's something else I bought that does that too, and I don't remember what it was now, where I could take all I found some other way to put like basically those precision bits into any screw, 1/4 inch, like a normal screwdriver. I bought an adapter from somebody else, but of course Kleins are a little bit different size, so you have to have the adapter, I think, that's in that set to be able to do it with the Klein ones, because Kleins are like 3.5 millimeters on their precision bits, and then most other ones are like 4 millimeter.
Joey Holloway mini kneeling pad. Don't you have that? Yeah. Because he said, whenever he said, I can hang it off a D-ring on my TP XXL.
Yeah,
that's what, don't you have yours?
Yeah, it's the Ergodyne or something like that. ProFlex. Is that which one you got? Was the Ergodyne ProFlex? I keep that in the door of my truck, and then that way it's there. I just grab it and clip it on and take it with me if it's something I know. I don't carry it all the time on my bag because I don't. Although it's one of them things that's handy if you carry it all the time, because there's plenty of times where you don't think that you would need one, and then you get somewhere and you're like, oh, I wish I had my kneeling pad with me. But then
you always need one at your age.
I just kind of keep it in my truck, and whenever I know I'm going to something where I might have to put my knee on the ground or, whatever it is, I more so, I guess, use mine to keep my pants from getting messed up than being comfortable on my knee. I guess that's why I do it that way, because the Klein lightweight knee sleeves, some way said are really helpful. I wear those, and I wore them the whole time.
Yeah, I just watched those the other day.
I wear them in attics all the time. Anytime I go in an attic, that's what I put on, because it just helps crawling around and your knees hitting those, ceiling joists and stuff. It's nice to have those on. Because sometimes whenever you're up in an attic doing work, especially like if you have to crawl in somewhere weird, like if it's right there close to where I go in an attic, I take a piece of plywood with me, like a small piece. I throw it in the back of my truck if I know I'm going to go do some attic work. And then that way I can kind of lay it in front of the electrical box I'm working out of or whatever it is and have somewhere to put my whole knees and be comfortable instead of trying to span like a 24-inch on center or something like that. But getting to that place and having them knee pads on is really nice.
Captain Donuts got a Klein Tools Mod Box ammo can. I think you, well, no, your ammo can is Milwaukee.
Yeah. Matt said it was a Weehaw adapter. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't think this set from Menards, which is a good set for the price. I don't remember what it is. I think it's got some sort of a. It doesn't adapt a 1/4 inch though. I don't think. I don't think there's anything to put it into a 1/4 inch screwdriver. But Weehaw makes something. Weehaw makes something if you've got 4.0 precision bits, and then you have to have that set if you're going to use the Klein ones, because Kleins are a different size.
Wyatt's going to eat a nice big ham for dinner.
Roby cutter, great for opening packages. Favorite gift was a Vera advent calendar from the wife. Jeff Bowery said. Digging life. I don't have the Surge, but I have the other fuel impact. Can you describe the pros and cons? So it's one of those things. Sound is a difference. Now it's not going to be like if you're always putting in lags or 3-inch screws or any of that kind of stuff, you're still going to get a very similar sound with the Surge that you get with the impact. But the difference is that impact is going to make it the entire time you're using it, from the time you're putting that first thread in a 3-inch screw all the way until you put it into the where you've got it sunk in however you want it. Versus the Surge will only start making more noise once you start, like it has to have an X amount of torque, like once you get into where that screw's going in hard.
Are those the two that you have a video comparing? Or
I've got a comparison of the M8. No, the regular. I think I did a comparison of the M18 Surge versus the regular Impact. I think, if I remember right, I can't remember.
I know you had something. It wasn't too long ago.
I think I compared them two because the M12 didn't have another option, but it could have been the M12. I don't remember. I've got a comparison video of one or the other, but it's so like the biggest difference is whenever you're working inside, like if you're just out in a job site framing up stuff out in the open and all that, it's really not that big of a difference sound wise. It's when you're in somewhere, like if you're working in a cabinet base and screwing something in and you're in an enclosed space in a small closet, big difference with that. But it's also, and it's very hard to describe it. Anybody that's used the Surge understands it if I say it, but it's the way the screw goes in. It's almost to me like you put wax on a screw and then you're screwing it in, like how it goes in a lot smoother. It's almost like the Surge does that all the time. I really, I mean, it's way, like I keep my regular impact out here and I'll still go get my Surge out of the truck and use it like before, unless I'm just doing one thing. Like if I'm going to actually do work around here, I'm not going to use that impact all the time. I've almost got myself to where I don't even like using a regular impact over using a Surge.
You've got a sticker for that Hayco. Matt says, I do want some Haycos now, more of them.
Yeah, I just got that sticker from KC Tool. I don't think I got any tools from them though. It was in a package. I have a torn ACL right now, Joey Holloway says. Buddy
you play for the Chiefs?
Yeah. Michael said a buddy gave him a pair of the Kleins for Christmas. I do want some Haycos. The Surge isn't a surge or torque.
It's constant.
It's constant. Thanks for explaining. Hard to know due to the price difference, but great explanation. Yeah, it's like I said, the thing of it is you have to get, like, you can get the M12 Surge on a deal sometimes, especially if you do the hack, if they got free batteries and stuff. But oftentimes it is going to cost you as much as probably going and buying the drill and the impact set, like getting both tools type thing. But It's definitely worth having.
Someway says, I want to try the heavy duty ones, talking about knee pads, on the outside of my pants, like my underwear. That may keep you from getting business. If you show up with your knee pads and your underwear outside your pants. He doesn't need more like the old Craftsman handles in a gorgeous green color.
So I know 2 of the winners on the Kaiweets, they've emailed me and said they got their tester, so that's good. That's the first time I've ever had somebody else mail it and like trust them that, hey, you're going to send something to them
They
if I
must
say
have sent
somebody
them
wants
pretty
something.
quick.
Yeah, so two people have already emailed me and said they got them. There's one person left that hadn't yet. M12 Surge has been my workhorse. I want to pick up a second one on deal, but I figure as soon as I buy a second one, I'm gonna get the new one's gonna be released. Yeah, that's the same thing for me. Like if mine tears up, only because I've got other options, like I've got the M18 and stuff, I probably will wait now. Like if mine had tore up a year or 2 ago, I would have went ahead and just went and bought another one. But at this point, if mine just so happens to tear up, I probably will wait and see if they come out with another one, because I've got enough tools to be able to use in the meantime type thing. But it's for sure a tool that I like to have.
I'm getting sleepy.
Quitter. You
I
think
can tell that I
one of
didn't.
them boxes too big to?
Huh?
One of them 2 boxes, they're too big to do.
I can't see the whole thing. I have not had enough sleep. Oh yeah, that won't fit in a priority.
I'm gonna look around. Let's see.
Now you can wrap those boxes just as they are and then just do it like that. Like actually put like, shipping paper over the top of that box and just send the whole box. And it's not too bad if you send it like, snail mail. Like just tell them it doesn't have to be any time quick.
Flat rate boxes are expensive. Yeah, shipping anything is crazy now.
Abraham said, "Quitter." Yeah, I can feel my eyes starting to get heavy. I really want to go in and start on.
You gotta think of a question.
I want to start on a show we just started. It's an old show. Everybody else has already probably seen it, but we started a new show and watched a couple episodes the other night. But I know, because it's like hour-long episodes, I know I'll fall asleep if we try to watch it tonight. I mean, we went to bed, it was probably 3 a.m., and I was up by, I don't know, 7:30.
You gotta think of a question to get to the...
Flat rate boxes are expensive. I try to find stuff that fits in the flat rate boxes just because it's easier to ship. But if something already comes in a box, then I can just wrap that box up with like brown or white paper and send it out that way. What are we watching? Yellow Jackets. It's an old, gosh, well, what was it? 2021, I think it said. It was on Showtime. Now it's on Paramount Plus, which is one of the things that he got for Christmas. Our son bought him a year's subscription for Paramount Plus, so. Matt said Yellow Jackets isn't old. It's fantastic. I just feel like it was a thing. Like I remember it was popular a few years ago and everybody was talking about it, and we didn't have Showtime, so we didn't get in on that, but I saw it on Paramount the other day. Abraham said X-Files is old. Well, the Yellow Jackets is giving me Lost vibes. Remember Lost with the plane crash and whatever, and we really liked Lost. Lost is pretty old too. It's light to medium brutal. Yeah. When they cut off their coach's leg, that was more than medium brutal.
Any thoughts on the Mellow Tough knockoffs and some of the Vito SKUs? They have versions of the MP2X as well as the TPLD Blackout. I haven't seen any of them in person. I've seen them on the Tools and Tactics and I've only really seen him in very small amounts on his channel. Like I haven't watched any of the longer videos or anything like that.
Clint said, spoiler, after I said that, I was like, of course, if you're going to watch it, it's in the very first episode. So also, spoiler, the plane crashes, if you didn't know that. That's first episode. Landman, yeah, everybody talks about that one. We haven't, I'm sure we will watch it. And then Lioness, I have not actually heard of that one. But Landman, everybody has been telling us to watch that. Go watch Monsters.
You need to think of a question.
Ed, that's harsh.
Yeah.
A question about what?
Anything. Just the first person that answers gets to do the high-low game.
Tulsa King, yes, we've had people tell us that. Although I'm not a big, what's his name? Sylvester Stallone. I'm not a big Sylvester Stallone fan. Question.
Make sure your chat is on all comments.
Well, I can't whisper the question, or they might hear me if I whisper it to you.
Yeah, because you whisper and your mic is still.
I know. We can't. It's like,
I mean, if you know it and you know what the answer is, you can just ask it.
I know what the answer
is.
is.
It's just to get to somebody being able to play this game. So
It's going to have to be somebody who's been in here the whole time.
The game dictates the winner. So
it's going to be somebody who's been in here the whole time. And I just briefly mentioned, so you're going to have to make sure that you were listening really well. Oh, you didn't even show them what you were giving away. You got to, maybe they don't want it.
Klein Tools Red Mini Cross Line Laser Level 93 MCLS.
Because if you don't want it, then, you know.
Who doesn't want something free?
Tom said, take your hat off. Yeah, then I could whisper to you. Think about that episode on The Office where we'll turn our mics all the way down. Now they'll never be able to hear us. Matt said something. So I will know only.
First person to answer the question gets to play the high-low game. And then if you lose that, we'll come up with another question.
P. Petrie said Mayor of Kingstown. That's another one that we hear all the time. That's our New Year's resolution for 2026 is to finally watch all these shows people keep telling us. Okay, the question is...
I will say you do need to be in the United States. I don't think we probably got anybody on here that's not.
Abraham said, I passed out for a while, but I'll play. I thought you went silent for a while. Okay.
Because this thing's got batteries in it and all that kind of stuff, so...
You could just remove the mic for a minute. Well, yeah, I could.
So you do have to be in the U.S.
Remember, I'm running on about 3 hours sleep, okay? So I didn't think about just taking the mic off. Okay, the question is, when, and I mean the month, because I did say it, when are we getting grandbaby maintenance number 2?
What month? We've got a February, we've got an April, we've got a July, we've got a Ma, which I'm assuming is May.
He meant May, yeah.
July, he's got May on
August,
there.
July,
August,
May,
July,
September.
May, September, March, July, August, July. You let me know when, because
there's plenty coming in, but the first person who got it right was Michael Benusi, July.
So we're going to play high-low, Michael Benusi.
If the baby comes early and it ends up being here in June, you have to send this back to us.
Make sure, yeah, I did take the jokers out. So
Fake Property said mine will be here in February. Congratulations.
So
I will cut them. The one off the top is
It's a one card. Yep. Well, you got lucky.
What
you
is
got
it?
4.
Higher or lower than a 4?
I'm going to assume we're going to go high, but we'll wait for his answer.
He may be a gambler. He said high. Oh,
6.
It was higher.
I think I've got your address, Michael, but just in
I
case,
feel like
yeah,
I've mailed him some stuff.
it's always
before.
easier if you just email it to me again. That way, if something changed, also, which unlikely, but if something changed, it's just easier for me to find than to go dig through all my emails and find that again. So, and probably won't ship it out till Monday. Probably, I don't think
We're still like, what is today?
What is today? Yeah,
It's been the
'cause I
oddest couple weeks.
don't think we're going to town tomorrow or anything. So,
I don't plan on it. I plan on getting a couple things done around the house. The same stuff I've been meaning to do the whole time we've been off for Christmas and haven't done yet. So,
and anytime I'm giving something away, like if I've reviewed it, it doesn't mean it's not good and I'm not keeping it because I don't like it. It's
he
just,
probably just has 10 more.
if you have no idea how many 3-plane lasers and everything. And so I appreciate these companies send them to me so that I can do a review for you guys. But it's like at the same time, I'm not going to just keep everything around here and just let it sit here and do nothing. It needs to be with somebody who can use it. I've got multiple lasers. I'm probably never going to use this one because I got so many other ones. And it's not that this isn't a good laser. The same thing, like if I give a flashlight away, it's not that I don't like that flashlight. So that's why I decided to give it away. It's just I can't use but, you know,
Oh,
a couple
somebody said
flashlights
there's
at a time.
one L laser.
Yeah.
Well, now he's talking flashlights, so. Matt says that is what happens when we procrastinate. Yeah, it's been, I think being off my routine and having like so much time off work and like half days and whole days that the office was closed, and we've been sleeping a little later, which for us is like 8 o'clock is really late, but we've been sleeping later and staying up later, and just our whole schedule's kind of off. And then you wake up, and like today, I think YouTube sucked him in pretty early, and he was just watching YouTube videos almost all day.
That's just like
And you just don't get anything done.
the sewer camera that I've got to review. I've already got a Viva one now that's pretty similar. This one's a little bit different, but it's pretty similar. But I'm not going to use 2 sewer cameras, but obviously that's pretty big. Like it costs who knows what, to ship it to somebody. But normally like stuff like that, I'll find somebody locally, like that's a plumber buddy of mine or whatever that doesn't have one yet and all that kind of stuff.
Matt said not keeping everything is suspect, and
there are times though whenever
Tom said he just hoards gloves.
there are times when it bites me though that I'm like, oh man, I wish I still had that flashlight, because I'll get something in it's kind of like it and I'm like, oh, I wish I still had that to compare it, but I'd still rather.
But we can't keep stuff sitting around here forever.
There's certain things that it's like it's not good for it to just sit around here anyways. Like it's just gonna go, like especially stuff that has batteries and stuff. It's just not good for it to just sit around and not get used. And it's like there's plenty of stuff that people can use out there. I can't use everything that I get to do. Like now, if I was still buying the tool, like it's more so the stuff that I get stuff sent to me, because I don't even. Sometimes I get it sent to me and I don't even ask for it, and I got so much of it that I just can't keep it all.
Abraham said routines are important. I hate being thrown off mine. Yeah, I am a person who kind of thrives off of like a routine. I mean, it's the same reason that I keep a car for, 10 or 15 years and usually eat have the same breakfast or have the same lunch every day. Like I just kind of thrive that way. And at the end of the year, we always take some time off, but it's made me really lazy this year. I said I'm so unmotivated. I still haven't gotten him to paint my bathroom for me. We were talking about that on the last live, and I'm sure not going to do it. Not until I get some motivation built up. Matt said, I'll take the fit. Oh, we went ahead and traded it.
Yeah, I might get out here and work on my building some tomorrow. I do got to edit the guess the trade and get that uploaded and all that stuff too, though.
A couple things.
I got the surge protector put on my HVAC disconnect out there, which I think I put that in the Christmas video, like a little clip of it. I didn't film it or anything. I just did that. I got the stuff. I finally figured out a way to adapt the condensate line. The hose on it was a little bit weird size. Like it was hard for me to find something to adapt to go to just regular like PVC, CPPC. But I finally figured out a way to go from it to pecs, 3/4 pecs. So I'm going to run 3/4 pecs until I get close to the wall and then stub it out and change it over to CPVC for my condensate drain. I need to run that. Right now it's not been an issue because I've just been running the heat, but I'd like to be able to run the dehumidifier part of it and all that kind of stuff. So I need to get that done. And then I'd like to get my sheathing up on the far wall with the insulation and get my wiring in the wall so that I can go ahead at some point, if the ground gets frozen and hardened up, I'd like to get my trailer from back there and go ahead and pull it in there and have it in there with all the sheathing in there. But I don't want to put it in front of that wall and then me have to work around
Is the
that to do
ground
that
still?
wall.
I don't remember the last time we got rain and stuff. I don't know if it's still real wet out there. I hadn't really been walking
It's
around.
stayed wet because it's been wet, and then it gets cold, and then it thaws, and it's always just a big. If I drive in it, it's gonna be a mess.
The grass is coming up pretty well around here. Cats are creatures of habit too. Oh yeah, you don't have to tell me. That one we've got, she has this little routine at night that she has to run down into our room. Like before we shut the door, she has to, like, as soon as she knows when you're getting ready for bed. And so she runs down there to our room and she jumps up on the bed and she just lays there in the middle of the bed and looks at you like, I'm in here. Just so you know, and then she walks around the room a little bit and then she decides when she wants to leave and then you can shut the door. But it's almost like her nightly routine is that she has to come down there before we're allowed to shut the door.
But I guess we'll get off here. Apparently there is a football game on. I don't know if it's something we get to watch or not. What channel is it coming on? Did you look and see?
I think it's on ESPN.
Yeah.
It's the Sugar Bowl, Georgia and Ole Miss. It was also on something, if you got a free, you could do a trial subscription to something like a free 7-day trial on subscribing to something if you wanted to watch it. Matt said Old Man Bandit was watching Joey tonight like a parrot. It's one of his cats.
Banana Havoc. I think he said something a minute ago. I meant to say something whenever he said. Let's see.
We collect tools without being paid.
It was that. He said something about getting something. Oh, he said maybe when I get my new bag, I'll send in a loadout. I was going to say I did end up getting, I think maybe I've got 4 or 5 logged for Guess the Trade. I might even got one today. I haven't checked. I think there was one that was coming through my email. So I've got 4 or 5, but definitely for sure send in loadouts if you want to. And then what it was that he just said was something. Yeah. We collect tools without being paid. Yeah. Well, I think it'd be great if a company sent me some. I think it would get owed even with my hoarding. Well, it's just I was that way even before like YouTube. I don't like having tools just sitting around dying. Like that's why I would give away extra screwdrivers or something. But I like getting tools and trying the new ones. And then maybe that one I like better than my old one. So then I switch. And now what am I going to do with this one? And you can only have so many of this old. You know what that's called?
FOBO, the fear of a better option.
Then there's times where I buy a new one. I still like my old one better. So then I'm like, well, I'm not probably going to use this one now. I end up giving them away and stuff like that, just because I don't like stuff being wasted. Like somebody else could be using that and be loving it. So I like to do that.
TPG said as long as Georgia loses. You know how I feel about the whole state of Georgia. That ridiculous speeding ticket they gave me. As far as Georgia's football team, yeah, I don't care for their coach, but Ray's maintenance in here.
Yeah.
But just about time that we were going to be getting off.
Yeah. But we'll get off here. I'll see y'all. Like I said, I haven't uploaded it yet and had it to where you can go look at it and do your pre-game guessing and all that kind of stuff on the Guess the Trade. But I'll try to get it up tomorrow as far as so that it'll still be on Saturday at 1 o'clock. But
that's right. Tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah, I'll try to get it uploaded sometime tomorrow. That way you guys can do your pre-watch guessing, the ones of you that like to do that. But we'll go ahead and get off here. Happy New Year to everybody. Hopefully everybody has a healthy, wealthy, whatever else you want to throw on the end of it.
Healthy, wealthy, lovely 2026.
make sure whenever you write a check that you put the right date on
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That's not as much a big deal anymore because most people don't write as many checks. But
I have to date everything I do at my office, and I've already been thinking about how hard it's going to be to switch over. So,
but we'll see you all on the next one.
bye.